Alright, I was doing a video and then the sound stopped on this headset, so I unplugged it from the USB hub, now I've plugged it directly into the computer and I've got sound back. Alright, if this headset dies, I'm going to be very pissed off. Extremely pissed off. Anyways, I was talking about free agent signings today, and then the sound cut off, so let me get back to that. Or for people who are watching this, let me get to that. PA Parento signs with the Islanders. Fantastic move for New York. I'll stop criticizing the Islanders from here. Parento was a 20-goal scorer who can play on the third line. One of my favorite players because he doesn't get a lot of publicity. He's made a lot of money. And all he does is consistently produce. I've heard anything about him having a piss poor attitude anywhere he's played. It's my kind of player. Roman Polak goes back to Toronto. Immediately Canucks fans on the Canucks farm are like, oh, look at the Leafs, ha 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 ha. And it's like, guys, they rented him for assets, and at the end of the year they got him back. The Canucks didn't do that with Ham Hughes, so maybe you shouldn't be showing off. Maybe. Polak's a good defenseman. He had a relatively good playoff. He's not a top 4 defenseman, but he's a good 5 or 6. And now he's back in Toronto. And I don't have a problem with it. I think he's good. I think he's a good player for Toronto. So we'll see where that goes for them. And, of course, Jason Demers signs. Good contract. Florida's smart. Good move. I talked about that earlier today. The other topic that I talked about before my microphone and headset just went kerblooey is the concept that TSN and Sportsnet now have let their analysts go for summer holidays. Hockey fans don't have summer holidays. We have non-hockey time. Doesn't mean we're not thinking about it. Doesn't mean we're not talking about it. That's why free agent frenzy is so popular. That's why I couldn't understand why Sportsnet only had an hour. It's like, I know you guys don't have the same level of talent on your crew as TSN, but at least give it a shot. And it's the one time of the year where Kyprios really earns his paycheck, because he's got all kinds of insiders on his phone. So what I'll do this summer, just so that you guys don't feel too much in the way of withdrawals, maybe during a video every minute and a half I'll just... Oh, wait a sec. This just in. San Jose will be keeping the name Sharks for this season. Tampa Bay will be wearing blue jerseys this year. The Red Wings, they thought about going to the Black Wings, but Chicago shut that down, so they will stay the Red Wings for this year. I thought I'd let you guys know that. I'll just interrupt my videos just to throw stuff out there like that, just so you guys feel like you're in either Draft Center or Trade Center. It's good. It'll help with withdrawals. It's funny too, because I'm very proud that rather than just getting Canucks fans, I've had Oilers fans sign up, Canadiens fans, and it's probably part the objectivity. I think part of what drives me nuts when I watch TSN and Sportsnet is they might as well be wearing Toronto jerseys most of the time. Go Leafs go, because they're Leafs fans and it shows. I'm admitting I'm a Canucks fan, Bruins fan, and a Stars fan, but I'm wearing a Red Wings hat. And I've got hats for every team in the league, and then some. I even went through them the other day, and I'm like, yep, I've got all 30 teams in the NHL in hats except the Islanders. I've got 2 Minnesota Wild, which makes up for the fact that I don't have a Minnesota Wild jersey. It was funny. I was riding home from work one day. I ride a bike to and from work, and my hat blew off on the overpass, and it got run over by a truck. So I went out into the middle of the road to pick up my hat, because it was a Dallas Stars hat, so of course I'm going to run into traffic to pick it up. But it had tire tread on it. So I'm like, well, I can't wear it, but I feel naked without a hat out in public. So I actually went into the mall on my way home and bought a hat to wear the rest of the way home. So I could throw the Dallas hat into the wash, and because it had this crease in it, that gave me an excuse to go online and order a brand new Dallas hat. So even though I ran it through the wash, I managed to get the crease out of it and it looks fine. I came out of it with a new Minnesota Wild hat, which was the red one I was wearing earlier, and I got another Dallas hat in the mail. So I was like, okay, my hat blows off, I buy myself 2 hats. And I've been very careful because that overpass going into town, it's there's a nasty crosswind that comes through the valley, and when you hit that overpass, it just grabs anything that you're wearing and just decides to flip it. If it had gone the other way, it would have gone onto the highway, and then retrieval would have been a little trickier. I still would have done it. Okay, I still would have done it. You're looking at a guy who has sewn his jerseys back together when they start getting ratty. And I'm probably, now as a single man, I'm probably going to start doing that again. I've been looking at some of my jerseys and going, you know what, I need needle and thread and I can fix some of this shit, rather than buying new jerseys or letting them get to the point where I need to replace them. So we'll see. But no, it's interesting because we're on July 2nd and all the sports networks just kind of forget. I mean, Tim and Sid's going to be all Blue Jays all summer, and golf and tennis. And, you know, if Jeannie Bouchard starts playing better, and she looked all right this week, she always looks good, but her tennis suffers, but she always looks fantastic. It's a shame because it's the Anna Kournikova syndrome. I'm hot, therefore I don't have to be a great tennis player because I make money due to the fact I'm hot. I can make money from commercials and ads and all that revenue, and I can make as much money doing that as I can being a good tennis player. So that way I can do all the ads, party, show up for the first round of whatever tournament, get knocked out. It's okay, I can go out and party and then maybe do another modeling shoot to make up for it. But anyways, so yeah, I look forward to this summer giving people their hockey fix, and the topic of picking out my favorite utility players. It's funny because I look back, and my favorite utility players are usually guys like Bill Lindsay, Gaetan Duchesne, Stu Barnes. Eventually, at some point in their career, Dave Christian was that for Boston. The guys who maybe they come into the NHL with high expectations, those expectations drop, but they exceed. I look at Dale Weiss last year, and yeah, all of his goals were at the start of the year, but still, 27 points for the player he is. That's pretty good. Philly overpaid for him, but they overpaid because he had a pretty good season. Actually, I think this is this year's forecaster. Oh, it is too. There we go. 2015-16 forecaster. Let's see if I can come up with a guy from each team. Ah, shit. Anaheim's first in alphabetical order. Andrew Cogliano never misses a game. So it's up to you to decide whether it's that he's soft, because these guys that never miss a game often are soft players, or is he that good? His offensive numbers aren't bad, but his penalty minutes are really, really low, so he's probably pretty soft in most games. Yeah, I would pick him as my favorite forward in Anaheim, because other than that, I don't like Getzlaf. Hagelin got traded. Perron went there. Perron's out of there now. Horkoff's gone. He's a free agent. Kessler, we all know my feelings on Kessler. Maroons in Edmonton. Perry's still Corey Perry. Raquel, I don't mind Raquel. Raquel's a good forward. He's got potential. Nick Ritchie, he has the potential to be another cheap son of a for Anaheim. Seacash, oh, he's gone. And Silverberg, who is hot, cold, hot, cold. Chris Stewart, he's gone. Nate Thompson, no opinion on him. Arizona, my favorite forward in Arizona. Oh, Arizona's tough. Because I'm not looking for, you know, your big star player. I'm just looking for your defensive forward. Brad Richardson. Yeah, I'm going to go with Brad Richardson because Brad Richardson is one of the best bottom 6 forwards in the league. He's the most underrated, and I can't believe the Canucks didn't keep him. Boston. Boston used to be so great for bottom six guys. I mean, Chris Kelly's on this list, but he's nowhere near what he was 4 years ago. That's really where they're suffering now. I mean, Brett Connolly's gone. Jimmy Hayes. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm going to say Jimmy Hayes. No. Seth Griffith, maybe? Oh, man. There's Talbot, Spooner. I guess Spooner, but Spooner's... well, wait a minute. Spooner's a center/left wing, so I guess he's moving to the wing if they've got Backus. Because now they've got Krejci, Bergeron, Backus. So for Spooner to get the ice time, he has to be on the wing. And I love Backus. So I guess Backus can be my pick. Buffalo. Ooh. It's hard to pick those bottom six forwards I really like. It's a tough area to play well. Legwand's a free agent. Marcus Foligno. He went on a really good point streak when he first joined the NHL, and then it sort of fell apart for him. So he's never lived up to that offensive potential, but he's still a really good bottom six forward. And his name's Foligno, so of course he is. I remember his dad, Mike Foligno, was one of the best role players in the league, and he could still score goals too. And his goal celebrations were pretty well known. I don't even know. Do they do the jump? Do they do the Foligno jump when they score? Calgary. Oh, well, Colborne's gone. He would have been my automatic pick. Furleek's more of a finesse guy. Furland, I'll shoot myself in the face before I'll say Furland. Oh, look, Marcus Granlund. No. Josh Juris, he's a free agent too. Stajan. I fully respect Stajan. Absolutely respect the hell out of Stajan. Carolina, well, this should be easy because Carolina's all bottom six forwards. That's not true. They've got Skinner, they've got Lindholm, Victor Rask, Riley Nash went to Boston, I guess. I'm sure. I would say Gerby, but Gerby moved on. You're going to like him with the Rangers. Gerby's a really good little energy guy. You have to have guys on the ice that can protect him, but he's a good energy guy. I could say Chris Terry, but I don't think he played very many games in the NHL last year, so I don't really have a bottom six guy like in Carolina, Chicago. Garbett? No. Morin signed as a free agent in Tampa. I would say Andrew Shaw. There's two problems with that. One, he's in Montreal now, and two, he's a prick. He's a good prick, though. For players, he's a good prick. Yeah, there aren't any on this current Chicago team. Colorado, there's Blake Como, who's ignored. I don't think he played very much last year, though. Grigorenko, who's been forced into bottom six because he's not good enough for top six. There's Borna Redulic, who is the... let's just butcher that name. Redulic. Whatever. Signed with the Canucks. Whatever. Soderberg. Soderberg's a bottom six forward. I will say him. I think they have him playing top six in Colorado. That is a mistake. He's a bottom six forward. Columbus. I like Atkinson. Atkinson's pretty steady. Matt Calvert. I like Calvert. Man, I like most of the Columbus forwards. I don't qualify Hartnell as a role guy. Dallas. I'm looking at the time. Dallas, Cody Eakin is fantastic. Patrick Eaves, they've re-signed him. Good. I like Patrick Eaves. Fiddler left. I think he's 36, so they won't regret it too much, but they're going to miss him. Brett Ritchie is probably going to be a bottom six forward his career, and I'm going to miss Colton Sevier in Dallas. That's a fantastic signing for Florida. I really like what Florida did this offseason. They've done really, really well for themselves. There's Patrick Sharp. You never know what you're getting with Patrick Sharp. It can be red hot or just freaking ice cold. Detroit. It's funny, they have Abdul Kader now as a goal scorer, but really he's a bottom six guy. I don't know how long he's going to maintain that top six scoring. Landon Ferraro, I'm going to say no to him. Thomas Yurko, no to him. Glenn Denning's pretty good. I like Glenn Denning, and Drew Miller plays his part in the game really, really well. I know these aren't 20 goal scorers I'm coming up with, but the bottom six guys. Oilers, finding role players with the Oilers is not easy because they're all either busts, or they're really, really good. I mean, Connor McDavid, he's a bottom six guy. I mean, he's a good player. 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 or prospects. There doesn't seem to be an in-between. Matt Hendricks, no. Korpikoski, he just got bought out, didn't he? Lander, no. I like Letestu. Yeah, I like Letestu. Letestu's a good player. Yakupov, he's a great role player. He does tight checking, and I'm just kidding. Florida, I say the just kidding thing, and then I see in the comments, what are you saying that for? And it's like, I said I was kidding right after. No speaky sarcasm? Florida, Dave Bolland. Yeah, it'll be a cold day in hell before I like Dave Bolland. Riley Smith, is he bottom 6? Not really. He's a good role player though. I'll say Riley Smith. I'll take the easy way out. Honorable mention to Vincent Trocheck. Kings. Hate the Kings. I I look over the Kings and I'm just like, I hate you, and I hate you, and I hate you. Jordan Nolan, I can't stand him. Gabbert, can't stand him. Clifford, yeah, right. Dustin Brown, go to hell. Jeff Carter, go out drinking with Mike Richards, you bum. Dwight King, I guess, because I don't hate him. Tanner Pearson, I guess, because he's underrated. I guess we can go with Pearson there. Minnesota Wild, I'm moving on. I'm just moving the hell on. I don't like Minnesota either. I would say Jordan Schrader, but that's my Canuck bias coming out, so I'm not going to say Jordan Schrader. But I wish that kid nothing but the best, especially playing a role in the NHL where you're a defensive forward and you're 5'9". That's insane, and that's a generous measurement. I've seen him measured at 5'8", so I'm guessing he's 5'9" on his tippy toes. I'd go with Justin Fontaine, I guess. Montreal, oh God. Boy. Shucks. I'm on Nashville. I guess I accidentally flipped past Montreal. Nashville. Oh, right. They got my buddy on Nashville. He's not listed here, but I love him. Arvidsson. Victor Arvidsson, absolute friggin' beast in the playoffs. Just when he scored a goal, I flipped out because Arvidsson was just a beast. If that guy plays in the regular season the way he did in the playoffs, Nashville could win the not the cup. I'm not going that far, but they could win their division. New Jersey. See, I can't say Klo because he didn't play. I can't say Eliash because he's out. Josephson wasn't supposed to be bottom 6. Palmieri isn't bottom 6. Tutu's a free agent. Zajac? Zajac's way overpaid, though. Yeah, $5.7 million. Dear Lord. And he's a -3 that year, too. So, yeah, I don't know if I have any in New Jersey right now. Islanders, Cizikas. No, Clutterbuck. Clutterbuck would be my favorite. Now that Matt Martin's gone, I'm going to like that line a little more because I don't like Matt Martin. Sorry, Toronto fans, but I don't. Rangers. Jesper Fast. Tanner Glass. Just kidding. No, I'm not going to say Tanner Glass. He sucks. He plays his role well. His role is sitting on the bench and not bothering. Just sit there, Tanner. I gave you a coloring book. Use the book. Don't look. No. You're not picking a fight. Go sit. Sit with the book. There's a color. Connect the dots and tell me what the picture's of. No, don't tell me before you connect the dots. That's cheating. Dominic Moore. I'm a Canucks fan, so I don't think I'm allowed to like Steve Moore's brother. I think that's just against the rules. We hate Steve Moore. And I'm not going any further than that. I'm just leaving it at that. I love Zuccarello. I'm going to cheat. I'm going to go with the top 6 guys. Zuccarello is one of my heroes. Absolutely. Ottawa would have been Chason, but they traded him. Mahalik got traded. MacArthur, who knows if he's going to be any good when he comes back. Chris Neal's a Warrior. Pajot for what he did last year. I think he had a career year. I don't think he's going to be able to repeat it, but Pajot, absolutely. And Zach Smith had a career year too. I don't think he's going to be able to repeat that either. Philly. Couturier. Yeah, Sean Couturier. If he ever gets the chance, he could really break through. Pittsburgh. Well, where do you start with Pittsburgh? Connor Sheary. I don't even have to look at them. Connor Sheary. St. Louis would have been back as he's in Boston now. It would have been Brouwer. Brouwer's in Calgary now, so there's my Calgary forward, Brouwer. Yaskin? No, he's more of a skill forward. PRV? Not on a bet. Steve Ott? Yeah, right. Brodziak? I don't mind Brodziak. Keeping up with my former Oilers thing. Yeah, I guess. San Jose. Oh, God. Melker Carlson. I hate San Jose, but I can honestly say I don't hate Melker Carlson, and I don't hate Matt Nieto. I don't hate them, and that's the greatest. And Donskoy. Donskoy, I don't hate him either. That's the greatest compliment I can give a San Jose Shark, that I don't hate you. That's about as good as it gets. You Montreal fans know, you know that with Bruins. If you don't hate them, that's as good a compliment as they're going to get, and they probably know that. Tampa. For third, fourth line guy, I love Killorn. I don't think they qualify him as third, fourth line, though. He's more second, but I don't know. And I don't think Paquette gets the love he should. Toronto. They've picked up some role guys lately. See, Komarov ideally would be third line. He shouldn't be your all-star. Hopefully this year he's third line. I love Matthias as a role guy. There's Parento. Panik, he's gone. Notice how all these guys in Toronto go off to play pretty well elsewhere. It's interesting. Vancouver, oh boy. They don't have a role player. They have skill guys playing bottom six. And it's fine to have a few of those, but they have all of them. You know, except Dorsett. I know, before you say it, I know Dorsett's there, but man, Dorsett just had a really bad year. And then there's Prust, he's a prick. I couldn't understand. I was like, oh, good, Cashin got traded. For who? Prust. Oh, good. Awesome. Prick out, prick in. Good, awesome, fantastic. I like Chenich. He didn't play in the NHL at all last year. He's a free agent right now. Ronald Chenich. I know it's Kennens. That's the way it's pronounced on TV, but if you look in the actual hockey guide that I have, it's supposed to be Chenich. So that's what I call him. Because it says in the book that's what you're supposed to call him, even though it's Kennens everywhere I look. And I think Chenich sounds so much cooler than Kennens. Berchi. I don't like Berchi. I'm sorry. I know I'm supposed to be a Canucks fan, but I don't. I don't like him. Washington. Oh, God. Well, Chimera would have been in there, but Chimera's gone. I don't mind Like. He's in Toronto now. So I guess he could be my favorite bottom six for Toronto. Latta went as a free agent, so much for what was left of the Philip Forsberg trade. Oh, how does Washington survive that, much less win a President's Trophy? Tom Wilson, I can't stand him. He's a cheap shot artist. I love Justin Williams, though. I know he's getting up there in age, but Justin Williams is fantastic. And that just leaves Winnipeg. And Winnipeg, I had a name, and that name has escaped me now. Winnipeg, I used to love Stafford. Stafford was one of my favorite players when he was in Buffalo, but his game has really dropped off. Really dropped off. And he can't justify that contract. Well, Winnipeg picked up Matthias, so I'm going to go with Matthias as my favorite from Winnipeg. So there you go. I went through all 30 teams, my favorite role players on all 30 of them. I tried with Montreal. I did. I tried. And then the book went to Nashville. It was an automatic. I had nothing to do with it. It just went to Nashville on its own. I didn't make it go there. I'm not a Montreal fan, and I try, but usually when Montreal's on TV, they're playing against a team that I really cheer for, and I'm usually not happy if they win it, especially Boston. I have a lot of haunting memories of them knocking Boston out. I have some great memories of them knocking Montreal out as well, but the more recent memory is Montreal knocking Boston out, and it was just that friggin' Carey Price. I remember Montreal playing Boston one year, and this was when Don Cherry was still a Bruins fan instead of a Maple Leafs fan. Somewhere along the way it changed. And Patrick Roy had appendicitis. And Don Cherry said, on behalf of the Boston Bruins, I would like to wish, this was in the playoffs between the two teams, he said, I would like to wish Patrick Roy a speedy recovery of 2 to 3 weeks. Because their backup was Rasico. It's like, oh yeah, put Rasico in net. Come on, red light. Funny thing, when Rasico first joined the NHL, I believed that because he was a Montreal goalie, and Montreal goalies at the time seemed to have this mystique about him, I thought, you know what, he's probably going to become pretty damn good, so I'm going to get as many of his rookie cards as I can. I have a lot of Andre Rasico rookie cards. A lot. I keep them as a warning that you can have too much of a good thing, and you can have too much of a bad thing. So anyways, there you go. My 30 favorite role players in the NHL. They're not going to be your sexy pick of the night. They're not going to be the guys who score 20, 30 goals a year, but they could be the difference between winning the Stanley Cup and losing. They could be the difference between making the playoffs and not making the playoffs. They're the guys who don't get the big money, but they take some big risks. You know, they'll throw that big hit, they'll make that big play, and they might be the one that killed that big penalty with 5 minutes left in the hockey game. So, anyways, that's it for me for tonight. My holidays are over, so my uploads will be, starting tomorrow, will be usually after 4 o'clock Eastern Time, 1 o'clock Pacific Time, because that's when I'm off work. So, yeah, so starting tomorrow, I'm back to work at 4:20 in the morning, and it's as much fun as it sounds. Anyways, thanks for watching.